we remember how last season ended. Last season, honestly, it was a successful season. But we all know that the Jets wish it would have ended in a different way. And I know their quarterback definitely wishes it would have ended a different way. He threw 3 picks in the second half of that wild card game. And now we got the rematch. Back at the scene of the crime on a 74-degree night. Not much wind, calm, brisk winds coming through the stadium. So honestly, it's a beautiful evening for the rematch between the Jets and the Buffalo Bills. And we just got word of the coin toss. The Bills won, and the Jets are going to start off with the football. The Bills deferred. And I think expectations, even though the word around this team is that many people believe that this team is going to fall off. It's going to fall off a cliff. I believe expectations should remain fairly high. Super Bowl, who knows? But at least playoff team. No more Ronald Jones. We got Keelan Lake in the backfield to open up this game, and he's going to pick up a gain of 5. No, that's Kareem Whitfield, And this is Kaleem Lake here with the carry, and that is going to be enough for a gain of 3. In my opinion, one of the biggest stories coming out of last season from this offense is plays like that. The inability to run the football consistently. Even though they ran the football consistently in the wild card game, this running game was incredibly inconsistent, and really throughout the first quarter or so of the year last season, they just didn't show up. But it's still a 0-0 game after 2 possessions, 1 possession for each offense. And here is 2nd down and 7 from the 25-yard line, and Owen Phillips has his pass knocked down. 3rd down and 7 from the 25-yard line. Owen's going to fire to Denzel Mims. He's going to catch it, and he's going to get enough yards for a first down. That is Pro Bowl receiver from a year ago, Denzel Mims. 1st down 10. Owens on the center. He's going to hand it off to Ben Colvin, and Ben Colvin, his 3rd carry of the game, is going to go for 3. And Ed Green's now the offensive coordinator here, and he's going to drop a play for Matthew Foster, and he's going to make the reception, and he's going to pick up a first down. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for Matthew Foster. Let's see if he can do it again this season. And Ben Colvin, maybe a gain of 3 on that play. And so far, the running game does not look good to open up this first quarter. 2nd down and 7, and Owen tries to go down the middle of the field, and that ball should have been picked off. And like I said, 3 picks against this team in the wild card round. That one could have easily been picked, but Kaleem Lake makes the catch for a first down. Ball security is going to be a huge deciding factor in this game. It's going to be a huge deciding factor. But also, the play in the red zone is going to be a deciding factor as well. But those are really basic things. And on 1st down 10, Kaleem Lake can't really gain much. Only a gain of 1 yard of the play. On the play, 2nd down and 9 from the 37-yard line. It's going to be a screen pass, and Kaleem Lake's going to make the catch. He had some room, and it's going to be a pickup of 8. 3rd down and 1. Owen under center. It's going to be a handoff to Ben Colvin, and he cannot gain anything. Just poor blocking up front, but this is going to be a field goal opportunity for Tyler Taylor, the Pro Bowl kicker, and he is going to put it right through the uprights, and the Jets strike first here in the first quarter. Welcome to the second quarter, as it is a 3-0 game, and I believe that's Keelium Lake. That's Keelium Lake for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 from the 49-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Kareem Whitfield, and that's going to be a gain of about 3. Now 3rd down and 4, and Owen's going to get dropped. That is Tevin Barlow, the 3rd-year edge rusher. And again, it's still 3-0 after the Bills couldn't do anything on their next offensive possession. Matthew Foster makes another catch, only for a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Owens going to drop back. He's going to fire over the middle field, and he's going to be caught by Denzel Mims. Pro Bowler Denzel Mims picks up a first down. First down 10 from the 30, and Ben Colvin goes nowhere on the carry. Last season, this Jets team was able to boast 12 Pro Bowls. 12 players on this team were selected to the Pro Bowl. And that's one right there. Matthew Foster, who picks up, I think, 6 yards on the play. 4 catches for 39 yards for Matthew Foster. Third down and 5 from the 35, and Christopher Herndon does make the catch, and that is going to be enough for a first down. First down 10 from the 42, and it's going to be Keelan Lake for a gain of nothing. Second down 10, and there goes Levi Bates. He's going to make a catch for a first down to the 41-yard line. Levi Bates, he showed a lot of promise as a rookie. It's now year 2. What is he going to do for his sophomore season? First down 10, it's going to be a handoff to Ben Colvin. He's going to lose a yard. And so far in this game, so far in the first half, this running game has been abysmal. Utterly abysmal. And second down 11, Ben Colvin, again, nowhere to go. Third down and 9 from the 41-yard line, and it's going to be a screen pass, and Tevin Barlow, was the one that made the play. Actually, no, that's not Tevin Barlow. That's Matt Milano. And again, the Bills just can't do anything with it, and the 2-minute warning is coming up for here in this first half. And let's see if the Jets can waste at least the rest of this clock. And it's Keelan Lake. I apologize. Sorry. First down 10. Owens going to fire over the middle field. He's going to find Matthew Foster for a gain of about, from what I can tell, 8 yards. Gain of 9, excuse me. Second down and 1. Owens in the shotgun. It's going to be a 4-man rush. He can't really find anywhere to go with the football, and he's just going to throw it away. He had Levi Bates in the flat, but, somebody was screaming from behind. And on third down and 1, Keelan Lake can't pick up the first down. No one picked up Tremaine Edmonds. And that's going to be it. That's going to be it for the first half. And I'm sorry if this kind of seems a little bit, it's been a while since I've done this. Well, not really, but I'm making excuses. But, not a good first half. Not a good first half. And the offense, so far, has struggled. Like the offenses in Pittsburgh. Both the Steelers and Washington struggled, but it was Washington. Sam Dickerson, first ever start of his career, is a victory in Pittsburgh. The Ravens are going to open up the year 1-0. The Bengals are going to drop to 0-1 to open up the year. Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow went head-to-head. Joe Burrow did have the only interception in that game, but outside the interception, he played fantastic, just like Mahomes did. No more Tyler Boyd in Cincinnati. That's something to keep in mind. And the Giants with Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers is now in he stays in New York, but he's wearing the blue and white instead of the green and white. They're going to open up this season with a loss against the Browns. So far in this game, what is there to say about this Jets offense? This Jets offense just has not been able to do anything today. And I think the biggest story of this Jets offense, the running game has been absolutely and utterly abysmal. From the opening snaps to the end of the first half, just absolutely abysmal performance. I mean, they have to do a much better job, And I'll see you guys in the second half. Welcome to the second half here, everybody, as it is a 3-0 game still after the Bills had to punt. And there goes Matthew Foster making a catch for a gain of 11. That is going to be enough for a first down. Owen Phillips, 13 of 16 for 117 yards. Owen Phillips hands it off to Ben Colvin, and Ben Colvin picks up a gain of 3. And again, like I said in the first half, This running game, which was a problem a year ago, in week 1 to open up this season, it's been a problem again. And Matthew Foster, on that play, is going to go down with an injury, and he's going to actually have to head off the field. And he looks like he's holding his back, and he's actually going to have to go back to the locker room. 3rd down and 2, and there goes, I believe, Keelan Lake. And he's going to pick up a first down. And we just got word about the injury for Matthew Foster as Tremaine Edmonds makes the play, shuts down the run. And Tremaine Edmonds has been all over the place here so far in this game. And Justice Jackson on 2nd down, drops the ball. 3rd down and 10, and we'll get an update on Matthew Foster's injury as Keelan Lake on the screen pass picks up 14 yards. And what I was about to say for the Matthew Foster injury, we just got an update. It is a upper body injury. He is going to be done for the rest of this game. We'll see if he's going to miss more time than that. So Matthew Foster's done, and it seems like this running game has been finished. And it seems like this offensive line, just in general, has had a incredibly tough day. 2nd and 15, and Owen Phillips is going to get out quickly to Christopher Herndon IV, the Pro Bowl tight end from a year ago. He picks up about 9. 3rd down and 6 from the 45-yard line, and quick throw to beat the blitz. I believe that is Mr. Wiley. He picks up a first down. 1st down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Wiley makes the catch for a gain of 6. And it seems like there is going to be a penalty on the field, and it's going to be a false start. It seems like another false start on the right side. I think that's James Estrada, who just got called for. 2nd down now, they're going to bring the house, and Owen's going to connect with Denzel Mims, and that is going to be enough for a first down. 1st down 10 from the 32, and it's going to be a gain of 7. A connection between Owen Phillips and Justice Jackson. Ben Coleman on 2nd down and 2 is going to pick up about 1 yard, and Mekhi Becton is shaking up on the play. He's holding his shoulder, and he's going to have to head off the field. And he's going to head into the locker room. My gosh. And on 3rd down and 1, Ben Coleman picks it up with a gain of 8. Probably his best carry of the football game. 14 carries for 25 yards. It has been an absolute struggle. An absolute struggle to run the football. And this offensive line has been abysmal. And we just saw Mekhi Becton will not be returning to this football game. He has a shoulder injury. And as I just said, he will not be returning. But Owen Phillips has been incredibly accurate. Incredibly accurate here in this game. 2nd down and 6, and Ben Colvin, just nothing's worked. Nothing has worked. A loss of 2. Nothing has worked. But this has been a long drive for the New York Jets. Can they finish it off? 3rd down and 8. He's going to go to the end zone. Owen Phillips will. And Justice Jackson, the big man, brings it in. That's a touchdown. New York. Great job by the Jets offense. Great job getting off the line by Justice Jackson. And great job of going up and making a play. And that was a long drive for the New York Jets. What's up, everybody? Before we get into this 4th quarter, as we're going to open up this next drive at the 23-yard line with 12 minutes and 8 seconds left in regulation, I just want to let you know before we get to the end of the game, not going to spoil you anything, but I forgot to record the end game stats, so I apologize for that. So, you guys won't get the game stats at the end. I apologize for that. That's my bad. But intentional grounding was called on 1st down 10, even though that probably wasn't really a great call by the officials. 2nd down and 18 or 20, we lose yards. And this running game has gone nowhere. And on 3rd down 22, there's really nowhere to go with the football. And it's now 4th and 17, and the Bills get 3. They get 3 more. It's 10-6. You know, that was a piss-poor drive by the Jets on the last offensive possession. They need a better drive. Without question, they have struggled all day to do anything. You know, and I would definitely say probably the biggest struggling point as on 1st down 10, Owen Phillips is going to find Mr. Wiley, or Wiley Plus. If you guys don't know what Wiley Plus is, if you guys have ever taken a college course within the last few years, you know what Wiley Plus is, most likely. And on this play, on 1st down 10 from the 46, is going to be a false start. Just piss poor execution. And on 1st down 15, a gain of 6. One of the best runs for Ben Colvin all game. You know, it has been an absolute struggle. And 2nd down and 9, I mean, wow. I mean, that's a gain of like 1. 3rd down and 8, Owens in the shotgun. He's going to drop back. He's going to fire down the seam, and Christopher Herndon can't bring it in. And let's just look at the replay. Owen tried to put it away from the middle safety. He just couldn't connect. Now, Josh Allen threw an interception, and now the Jets get the ball. They open it at the 36-yard line of the Bills, and Owen Phillips just completed a pass for a 1st down. And, you know, again, this has just been a struggle for both offenses, you know. And there goes Ben Colvin, and it seems like he's finally starting to play up to his standard. And this is the guy that won Rookie of the Year on offense last year in the AFC, and he just has not had a good day. Kareem Whitfield hasn't had a much better day himself. No, none of the running backs have played well today. 3rd down and 4, and Ben Colvin, for some reason, didn't want to just plow ahead and use his power to get the 1st down. He wanted to run like he's Barry Sanders in his prime, and instead of 1st down and 10, it's now 4th down. And instead of trying to run out the clock, we're going to kick a field goal. And unfortunately, the Bills tied it up. And now it's 13-13. And the Bills kicked it off. And the Jets will open up overtime with the football. Just a piss-poor job of trying to close out a football game by the Jets. You know, if they could close out a game and Ben Colvin can't gain a yard, if they can close out a game and if they can avoid penalties, maybe this game would be over by now. But instead, they are in overtime, and a false start just made it a 2nd and 15, and Owen just couldn't get the ball out. 24-30 for 236. You know, he's played well in 3rd and 15 and just nowhere to go with the ball. And surprisingly, that one's not intentional grounding. And it looks very similar to the first one of the game. And on that play, on that 3rd down, I don't know really where you want the ball to go to. 1st down 10 from the 9. And, you know, Tremaine Edmonds and Ed Oliver have wrecked the game for the New York Jets. They have wrecked the game. 2nd down 11 from the 8. And I think that's Christopher Herndon. I think he picks up a 1st. That's a great job. That's a wonderful job by Christopher Herndon on the 4th. And Ben Colvin, this is a night that he just wants to forget. I mean, a rough way to open up your sophomore campaign for Ben Colvin. But Kaleem Lake on the screen pass, he's on the edge, and he picks up a gain of 13. 26-33 for 259 and a touchdown for Owen Phillips. No turnovers right now. 1st down 10, and he's going to take a shot down the field to Justin Jackson, and he can't bring it in. It's a tough grab, not an easy catch by any means. You know, 2nd down 10, and that's only a gain of 1. You know, we're getting pretty deep into overtime here. 3rd down and 8, Owen on a flash and pass. Nobody's open. He's going to try to take a shot down the field. Wiley makes the catch. Did he get his feet down? The answer is no. Incomplete. 1st down and 10 from the 19 after the Bills can't do anything. We are already halfway done with this overtime period. 2nd down and 1. It's going to be a handoff here. And it's going to be a gain of 3. 1st down 10 from the 31-yard line, and it's going to be a handoff and a gain of 4. Oh, 4 to 5. Let's just call it about 4.5. 2nd down 5. drop back, and it's going to be, I believe, Mr. Wiley with the catch. And now you got 3rd down and 2. 3rd down and 2, I formation, hand off to Ben Colvin, and he cannot get it. The run blocking has been abysmal, and now the Bills finally put together a drive, and it's now Eddie Pinheiro from 43 yards out, and the New York Jets are going to fall here in Buffalo in a thrilling opening night matchup, a thrilling rematch between two teams that made the playoffs a season ago. And the Bills, I think, now have won 3 out of the last 4 games, including the playoffs, against the Jets. You know, this was an abysmal game from the offense. You know, the defense, I mean, you can look at the 334 yards. You know, I think outside the Bills' last drive of the game, if we could just run out the clock like a good offense, I think the defensive numbers for us would look really good, you know, and we would have won this game. Now, a guy who did win their football game was Sam Dickerson. You know, he's now the starter in Washington, and he played well. He played well in that game. You know, 16 to 25. I thought he played well. The Texans are now 1-0. The Green Bay Packers are 1-0. You know, 3 touchdowns for Jordan Love. You know, I thought both him and Sam Darnold played well. The Ravens are 1-0. Lamar Jackson, the former league MVP, you know, threw for 257, 23 to 28. He was spectacular in that football game. Alexander Madison is now in Baltimore with J.K. Dobbins. And now Dallas versus Arizona. Dak and Kyler. Both guys played solid games, but Dak was the one who threw the interception, not Kyler. And the defending champions, the New York Giants, found a way to lose. I think really because of 3 interceptions by Daniel Jones was really what cost them in that game. And the Bengals took on the Chiefs. Burrow, Mahomes, both quarterbacks I thought played well. Burrow did have the pick. You know, Patrick Mahomes, 289, the former league MVP. You know, who I think at this moment has now won 3 MVPs. I think he's now the back-to-back reigning MVP. You know, but I thought both quarterbacks played well, and the Rams put up 40 against the San Francisco 49ers. And we're going to go over this Rams team. This is a very talented bunch. I mean, Jared Goff had a phenomenal game. He was outstanding. He was phenomenal in this game. Cooper Kupp was big time. Gerald Everett was huge. You know, they overcame big time performances from Debo and from Brandon Ayuk. Now, injuries coming out of this game. Noah Lockhart is now going to miss 3 games. I think in the last... Now we're going to include the last 3 seasons. He is now only played. He's now going to play a max 13-3. Maximum in the last 3 years he has played. He's going to be playing. This is like the maximum games he now can play, including this season, the next 3 years. You know, if you want to include this season, 29 games, 29 out of, 48 games he could have played. You know, he's going to at least miss 19 games. Well, let's put it like this. This would be 17, 18, 19 games that he's going to miss within the last 3 seasons. You know, he has been incredibly injury prone. He just has not been able to stay healthy. Now, this is a very healthy Rams team. You guys have seen Sean Sullivan, the brother of Owen Sullivan. You know, and this is a team with so much talent, so many good players on it. You know, the secondary is elite. I mean, Coleman Smead might be something we can take advantage of, but outside of that, There's not really many areas we can really truly take advantage against this defense. Terrell Burgess is their free safety, and John Johnson, their secondary is elite. This is gonna be a tough one, and they still got Aaron Donald. Oh, we're gonna be in for maybe a long afternoon in week 2. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.